How's it going? Slick Rick is back. Well, he's never really left, you know. He hasn't put an album out since 1999's The Art of Storytelling, but last year was the 30th anniversary of The Great Adventures of Slick Rick, which was his debut album and an all-time classic. And one of the interesting things about Slick Rick, I think, is that he's probably the most referenced old school rapper in new school songs. You got lines like "Slicker than the guy with the thing on his eye" from Nicki Minaj, from Super Bass, and then last year, or just recently, well, the new No Stylist video with Drake and French Montana had Slick Rick in it, and last year with Nas, on Nas' album's Cop Shot the Kid, he was in the video for that and sampled prominently. Speaking of that song, Cop Shot the Kid, I think that should have been a lot bigger. I thought that was a real banger from last year, but it didn't do as well as I thought. But yeah, the 30th anniversary had a couple different tracks on the deluxe version, but it wasn't these tracks, so I don't think so. I'm not sure where these songs are from, if they're going to be an upcoming album or if they're just a one-off. But yeah, there's two videos or two songs in this one video. The first one is called "Can't Dance to a Track That Ain't Got No Soul," and then there's "Midas Touch." So yeah, very interesting to hear how they sound. So let's check it out. A Slick Rick is art presentation. Yeah, because you used to always say a Slick Rick, the ruler presentation. Can't dance to a track that ain't got no soul. You know, that's very appropriate. Oh yeah, that's the kid from Blackish. The old George Clinton Parliament Funkadelic sample.
Dance to a track ain't got no soul. Rap to a track ain't got no soul. Dance to a track ain't got.
He's always got so much style, you know. I saw Rick perform a few times, and you know he's a great performer, and you know he's always got the the trunk jewelry, huge amounts of it, and always got such swag.
No soul. Rap to a track ain't got no soul. Foolish, better get negative. Who is this asshole music executive? Putting on a pedestal, Jesus. Next thing talk about the one prestigious.
So he's saying that the music executive is asking him to make negative music, you know, instead of party uplifting music. You know, speaking of uplifting music, "Hey Young World" by Slick Rick from his first album. One of my favorite songs of all time. Beautiful, beautiful track.
When you're coming from your city's more for the garbage opinion. When your checks ain't dollars.
Slick Rick at 11. $0.
Till I lose a spokesman for Black Cat Tyler. Don't make me have to lose control. Can't dance to a track, ain't got no soul. What about
200,000? That's better.
To losers, y'all. Rap to a track, ain't got no soul. These losers, y'all, who abuse they wrong. Can't dance to a track, ain't got no soul. Oh, did I mention they some fucking assholes? Rap to a track, ain't got no soul.
Is that Dana Dane? I think that might be Dana Dane. Nice. Another old school sample. This reminds me, I think it might be the same drum track as "Shouldn't Have Done It" from his second album.
Great, now it's up and listen up, my sister. Try and keep up, my nigga, onto this up. I just give it up, a nigga, love his sister. Drop more hustle, nigga, watching this up. My dad said, end of discussion, nigga. He's trying to bust a nigga, bust a nigga.
Oh, he's got the policeman dressed up like the children's story video.
Still gotta kill, daddy, feel Shit was looking ill daddy. Hospital, discuss a nigga up and nigga. What up, dog? Fuck with nigga, stop it. Nigga, I told you I'm sexy when I fuck my nigga. But lady can't stop a nigga, cut it nigga. I mean cut a rug, then what up nigga? It's a bird, it's a plane, when I'm up a nigga. Getting lost my nigga, horse my nigga. Show up a love, instead of cuss a nigga. Damn my nigga, they just aiming on them.
I don't like that he's swearing so much, you know, like he never used to swear too often in his music, and that's the one thing I like about old school music, you know, is that they didn't have to swear as often, so we'll see.
Refrain just saying not to any of her. Anyway, ass is the grind with her. Love an X-Man anytime if you understand my nigga. See Tarzan Jack can understand my nigga. Boom, bang, body slam my nigga. Pop from I am better than my nigga. So at $2 carry on my nigga. Trust my nigga, trust my nigga. Midas touch my nigga.
Nice, I like the little glint on the tooth, and I think that's a CGI'd crown, but yeah, it still looks cool. Is that Yo-Yo? I'm not sure. In the Soul Train line, you know, it's tough sometimes to recognize the old school rappers when they've aged a lot. So I'm saying no, that's not her, but what? I could be wrong. And there's French Montana, so they swapped, you know, he was in the, Slick Rick was in the No Stylist video, so French Montana shows up here. Nice, so it was short, well, you know, both songs were truncated because of putting them both in the same video, but yeah, it's great to see Slick Rick back, you know, someone who has such personality, overwhelming personality, and it's too bad what happened to him, you know, going to jail and sort of hurt his career a lot, but then he's taken the last 20 years off and still gets a lot of respect from all the newer rappers, like I was saying, and so it would be nice to see him put out something bigger, like a bigger project and a whole album, because I'm sure that everyone would want to work with him. Because everyone, you know, really sees him as one of the greats, and he influenced hip hop so much. So, you know, big up to Slick Rick. You know, I guess it's up to him. I think he was being a landlord of some buildings and owning some real estate. So maybe he's, you know, enjoys life doing that and touring around and doing concerts. So who knows? It's up to him, right? If he wants to come back. But you know, I think hip hop would have open arms if he wanted to make another album. So you know, I think it would be great if he did come back, and you know, he hasn't lost any flow, and he hasn't lost any of his swag. So yeah, I say do it, make another album. You know, I would really appreciate it, and I bet you guys would too. So yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe. Thanks so much. Till next time.